There are a lot of parents out there who are very nervous about these things. They don't really know what exactly to do and to prep for when it comes to the first day of school, and what to do during, and how do we do this all after.
My name's Diane from One Tidy Place. I help make parent life easier through organizing.
This episode is dedicated to the first timers going to kindergarten this year. Hey guys, I hope you guys are well. Let's get on with the show with this episode. We are going to talk about, next week. Actually, some people have started already, but for us here in Quebec, next week school starts. It's going to be crazy depending on if you're sending your kids to school, or if you're not, if you're homeschooling, like whatever the situation is. Good luck on all of us, on all us parents, and the kids too, and the teachers. Okay, the teachers, thank you so much for being there and being brave, and to us parents for our patience and our courage for everyone to do this. So please, everybody, be safe. Don't forget to wash your hands very well, thoroughly, when you get home. This episode is dedicated to the first timers. I got prompted the other week from my sister. She has her first kid going to kindergarten this year. He's going to big boy school. Jinx! I sent her pictures asking her if she wanted such and such things for him for school, and she was also going through her supply list. So we got to talking through text and chat, and there was a lot of things that, a lot of us seasoned parents take for granted, because we're seasoned. We know it. We've done it 1 year, and then now we know everything, right? But there are a lot of parents out there who are very nervous about these things. They don't really know what exactly to do and to prep for when it comes to the first day of school, and what to do during, and how do we do this all after. So this is what my episode is dedicated today, about the before, the during, and the after. I know it's going to be a long year. We all say that, but all of a sudden we're done. But I'm just going to go quickly through some organizing tips for before, during, and after. A lot of you will already know this. Hooray, good for you, great job. If you have other tips too, please put them in the comments below to help our new parents, and even our seasoned parents who are like, all right, I forgot about that, because me too. I'm just like, oh, we have to do that? I didn't know. So, okay, and not to waste any more of your precious time, thank you again so much for joining us. And yeah, so let's start. Before a school starts, now I'm going to get a little fancy here with my new layout with using BeLive. You see my little thing down here. I just want to do also a little quick announcement of my new mini training. It's called, I'm going to show you a picture. Put it up here. Look at this. Look at this. Ah. Oh, I even got the right place. Usually I do this. But my new mini training course called Minimizing the Excess from Overwhelm to Under Control in 7 Steps. It's a step-by-step video of some slides, and me talking over the slides about my processes of how to minimize the excess. And specifically, it's one item, so it's not too overwhelming. So if you understand what I mean, it's step-by-step, one item at a time, because when we tackle too many things, it's overwhelming. You want to just jump to it and say, hey, what's that about? I'm going to actually show this. Look at that. So if you go to my website, dianejimenez.com/hey there, the link is right there to the training, and you can grab it quickly, get on it, and start whenever you can. You can even listen in first while you're doing the dishes, or prepping meals, or driving, and then replay back, because it is yours and it's free. Super fabulous. Okay, let's get started. I hope I don't screw up. And if I do, that's okay. Right? Right. I'm going to remove this. Okay, so back to first-time parents and seasoned parents, but mostly I'm focusing on you first-time parents. I have my sister in mind, and a lot of parents who have jumped onto different Facebook groups. The questions are being asked. Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? And the ones that I've seen a lot was, do I label the caps? Do I label? What do I label? Label everything from daycare we know, or from sending our kids somewhere. We label their clothing, their hats, their mitts, their gloves, and their socks sometimes. Well, maybe not the socks. I don't always. But when I'm talking about label everything, look at this. Label the caps, the marker or the glue stick bottom, and even the container that it's being held, whether it's a pencil case or a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag. Label it, label it, label it, because you never know. During the year, I volunteer a lot in class, and I help out the teachers, and often I see stuff in the corners on the floor, and it's right there in the middle of the floor with the kid's name on it, and nobody picks it up. Or there's something on the floor and I know it's my kid's because it's specifically something that I bought her, and it's on the floor, but nobody's picking it up because they don't know whose it is. So, and a lot of times too, our things will end up at someone else's house. And I've received other people's things. Like at the end of the year, last school year in March, when we were to collect everything, I received some of the kids, another child's, children, three children's duo tags in my kid's bag. So I just returned it to the parent, and life was all normal again. So when we are talking about labeling everything, label everything, caps, the scissors, the lunch bags. I'll even put my cell phone number, like mom's cell, dad's cell, because my kids go take the bus and then they have their lunch bag in there. And it's happened one year when my kid forgot his lunch at the end of the day, and it was bye-bye bag. We don't know where that bag is anymore, but just in case, the bag, the telephone number is there. And, the kids in the bus can also help and say, hey, this is your lunch bag. All right. Um, so glue sticks, markers, crayons, everything, even the smock, write those. And the different labels, the labels that we can use, it's crazy because there's, I'm going to switch my label now. Speaking of labels, I'm going to switch my labels. There are so many that you can use, and every year we get the email about, hey, we want to use the Mabel's labels, Mabel labels. I don't, it's something like that. But anyways, we didn't. And one year we used these guys, okay? And this is called Oliver's, Oliver's labels. Oliver's labels. There's tons, guys. There's really tons. You can get them at Costco. You can do them yourself, and you get fancy with all the designs. Or you can get like super plain and simple, like in the picture that I just showed and I deleted. You can just do the Avery labels, plain and simple, plain as day, black on white, and then mark their name on it. As long as their name is on it, it's great. If you want to start getting all fancy schmancy, go ahead. Now, the different labels that they have, I know the Avery that we use on duotangs, they don't, they're not waterproof, but, I think these are, and they're bendy too. So I stick these kinds on the clothing also, and in the shoes, their inside shoes and their outside shoes. And I found also on the Avery, I went to Walmart one year, and Avery actually also sells labels that are washable. So they're very much like this. They're just plain white, and they bend, and you write their name on it, and then you stick it on the fabric, and you're golden. So there's tons of options there. Now, if you're like, you know what, I can't afford more of extra labels, or, tape is what I can use. Hey, tape is fine. And what's also cool is, you know what, this is what happens too. You can just write directly on the material of whatever it is and just mark it down on their crayons. I didn't do this. It was the teacher, the kindergarten teacher last year, so I forgot to write his name on every single crayon, marker, and pencil. So the teacher did this. So I use it again this year because I'm cool like that. And what we also did too was write on the kids' school bag. I didn't have a label at the time, or I don't know. I put a label inside the school bag with my information and the kids' information, and then on the school bag so that they can find it, I'll put the kid's name. Like my youngest, we have his name on the strap here, so it's obvious that that's his school bag. Let me tell you this, a little story. My first kid, Kai, year one, kindergarten, he goes to school, comes back. How was your day, son? How is it going? I grabbed the school bag and I'm like, this is weird. And I opened it. There's a pair of shoes, like boy shoes. There's stuff. I'm like, what is this? Whose bag is this? And he freaked out. I was like, I don't know. And luckily enough, we found some ID in there, and it happened to be a kid from, I think it was grade 4 or grade 5, and who wasn't even in his bus. They had the same school bag. Now we get our stuff from Costco a lot, so everybody else shops at Costco. So it's very important that you label all your things, because everybody's getting the stuff from the same place anyways. Everything was great. My son got his school bag obviously back, and golden after that. So that's that for labels. You can go custom. You can print them out through the Avery labels on your printer, or you can write directly on them. That's not a problem as long as it's legible. And yeah, that's it for the before stuff. Let me remove this so that I'm back with you, and I'm going to change my label. So during the school year, I know we're not there yet, but soon enough, we're going to be in the thick of it in the during phase. We want to be super organized, or we want to stay on top of things. And what I found helped me a lot, and what helps other parents a lot, my clients too, is that I also create a folder system for each kid. Now, what do I mean? Here's an example. This folder system, it's a clear folder with a Ziploc top that I Velcroed using the 3M Innovation, those Velcro stickers. And I labeled this in the inside of my cabinet, of my pantry cabinet. So when you walk in the kitchen, it's not like the first thing you see. You don't just see papers, because that's just a lot of clutter when you walk in. So I hid it purposely for me behind a cabinet, because it's the pantry. We open it every day, and all the information is there. So if there's anything important for kid 1 or kid 2 or kid 3, it's all in there and it's labeled. Okay. Now, if I don't have a pantry, if you guys are like, well, I don't open this cabinet all the time, then put it on the wall, stick it on the wall. Why not? Whatever works for you to keep organized and stay organized, so that you know what's going on with your kids, of what goes when, what needs to be done. Do it. Another great example too is and I've seen this before on many Pinterest pins and posts, is that parents will actually have a clipboard. And I have a client too that does this, a clipboard for each kid. Okay. And all the important information over here for each kid. It needs to be done first, obviously, at the top, and everything else underneath it's sequential. It's in chronological order. Okay, so you have that over here, and you can hang that on the wall. You can actually put it, just stick in the folder in what do you call that, like on the side of the wall, or at their space in their study area. Okay, so either a clipboard or a transparent folder, or you can go total old school and just pull out a folder for each kid and label them. And if you want to go fancy schmancy and say each kid has a different color, by all means do it. Do whatever it takes to get you organized and on top of the schooling, and so you know what's going on, and you're not that parent. Even if you are, we make mistakes. I do it all the time. All right, keep moving. So during the school year, we have our prep. We have the papers coming in and the emails, and we're printing them out and putting them in the respective folders. Now, the kids are coming back home from school. Let me change my video, my picture, and remove that. So in our house, I've instilled, and this is from a long time. If you followed me from the beginning, I tell you guys how I have put my kids on a schedule since like preschool. Okay, of like what the morning routine is and what the afternoon routine is, and I'm very like, now they do it, and they don't bother me in the morning, so I get to sleep in during the summertime. But yeah, my kids are 10, gonna be 8, and 6. I have to think. If you see me looking up in the corner, it's because I'm changing the folder, turning the page to remember. Okay, so this is a schedule that I created for my oldest son, Kai, long time ago. Okay, he knew how to read-ish. I think it was kindergarten, grade 1. I wrote this. So his day was starting at 7, and then he has a morning routine. But we started this routine, like I said, back in kindergarten, sorry, at preschool level. It was simple. Wake up, wash your face, do your bathroom stuff, brush your teeth, get dressed, make your bed. 4 things, and that was it. And as that became more habitual, I, upped it a level. maybe tweaking a little of fixing his bed, to get your bowl ready for your cereal. This is where the bowls are, this is where the cereals are, and this is where the milk is, or this is the toaster. Yes, he knew how to just press down the toaster. And then even to this day, he's 10 years old. He's been doing this for several years now. He still takes the oven mitts to take out the toast out of the toaster. He's sensitive like that. I love it. Meanwhile, the girl's like, whatever, hands are burning. She'll put it on and she's cool. Two different people, and that's okay. Now, after school, this is where it's, in French, I call this a dans le jus. We're in the juice, we're in the thick of things when it gets wild. So you're finishing work, whether you're coming from outside or you're working from home and you're closing up shop, the kids are coming home at the same time. So it's up to you to determine what the routine is and stick with it. Okay. Some people will, after school, they they themselves prefer to decompress. So they'll give their kid 30 minutes of just decompress time, whether it's playing outside or, some TV time or some reading time or anything that's free play. And then after half an hour later, they will start with the homework and getting into the nitty gritty while supper is being prepared. So I suggest you guys establish a schedule and stick with it, be consistent so that everything runs like a well-oiled machine. And then there's less and less extra thinking on your part. Not saying you're not going to be repeating, because that's parenthood. We repeat everything all the time. So the PM schedule, you want to make sure that that is almost like worked on every day. If you haven't started one right now and you haven't been at school yet, maybe start. Maybe do the 4 o'clock and say, hey guys, look, it's 4 o'clock. We'll do this. Wash your hands. Wash whatever. If you guys are into changing your clothes, change your clothes and going back into home clothes, whether that are clean, whatever works for you, and then go from there. And what's also important too is to discuss this. This is what is happening. This is what we're doing now because it's going to make our lives simpler and smoother and easier. Okay. And if you want to go further, and I talk to my girlfriends about this all the time, if you want to go further, bring it to adult life. Positive habits today will just benefit them later on when they become adults. They don't have to think about these things. It's so natural, and they can focus and concentrate on other things that are more important, that require more brain power then. Okay, so positive habits right now will help you and them in the future. Okay. Whew. That was a lot. We are finally at the end stage. So let me change my label for you. If you guys have any questions, or if I'm like, you guys are like, I don't know what she's talking about, please send me a DM or an email, Diane@DianeJimenez.com. And do send me an email, because, I want to make sure that I'm answering your questions and that it's clear as day. Okay. All right. After school year. I'm not talking about after school at 3 o'clock. I'm talking about c'est la fin. Yay, congratulations. I know it's still far away, but it doesn't hurt to start prepping for it right now. And yes, as parents, we know this. Our kids get a lot of stuff from daycare and from kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2. There's a lot of artwork. There's a lot of cool stuff that they do. We want to keep some things that are bring us joy and bring out that emotion of like love and happiness, and that remind us of them, of our kids, specifically at that time of their life. And we want to hold on to that because they're so cute and they're so awesome. Well, I think my kids are. I hope you do too. I'm sure you do. It was my first video on my website. So if you head to DianeJimenez.com/1, you can get there and watch the video on how to decide what to keep in regards to our kids' artwork and schoolwork. Okay. But to prep it, I have a video. I haven't posted it yet on my website, but I did post it on my Facebook a few weeks ago or 2 months ago about how to set up our folding system. So basically, I'm going to show you quickly here what that looks like, but you can watch the video, no problem. What my bin looks like, okay? And this is for all three. This is the bin, the school bin. And then each kid has a folder for each grade. Okay, each kid has a folder for each grade that they're in, and inside these, I will keep whatever schoolwork, artwork, usually little poems that they write that I find so beautiful. I will keep them in here and in their section. So in this one bin, I have 3 kids. Um, they're labeled, and yeah, and I haven't finished my labeling, but the pink post-its are kid 1, kid 2, kid 3, and I even have their activities from like soccer and gymnastics and synchro in here, and I have stuff for Armenian school because my kids do go to Armenian school. Um, I'll put them in here. So if you set this up right now, you're gonna be dancing come May, June, when, or during the year when the teachers give you all the stuff back, because it's your kids' work. You can just file them right away in this bin, and it's la di da. Everything is organized from the get go. So if you need help with that, the 2 videos that I was talking about, dianejimenez.com/1 is to help you decide what to keep. And the other one soon will be on my website, but if you kind of search on my Facebook page, I'm wearing a yellow tank top about how to, what's it called? Sorting kids' school stuff, like the minimalistic version. Anyways, I'm actually showing how I set this whole thing up with this actual box. So that's it for today. Kind of went over time that I wanted to, but I really wanted to focus on our parents, and giving them some tools and tips and organizing tricks to make sure that you're on top, or to help you be on top of your kids' schoolwork and everything else, on top of everything else that's happening in this world. It's crazy. So if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know what they are. I would love to answer them for you. And you never know, there surely is another parent out there going through the same questions as you. So by shedding some light on it, you're helping not just yourself, but you're helping multiple people out there. Okay? So have a great week. Good luck next week. And if you've started already, congratulations and good luck. I hope you guys all have a successful year. Okay, talk to you later and see you next week. Bye.